Welcome to Sipology blog video review number 2. We are sitting here on a very snowy night, like my socks, very snowy night in the city of Detroit. For this, our second review, we have a guest reviewer, a friend of the blog, Amy.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Amy. Those of you who may, run around bourbon sites on the internet may know her by her handle, Bon Ami.
Nom to drink.
Nom to, drink. Let's just go with that. Okay. Tonight, we will be reviewing the new release from Jim Beam. This is Knob Creek Single Barrel Edition. This is the old Knob Creek right here. Yes, thank you. Knob Creek was originally released as a part of Jim Beam's small batch collection. One source I saw said Knob Creek was released in 1988, but I think the entire small batch collection was released in 1992, sort of as a set. The other members of that collection are, can you name them, Amy?
No.
No, all right. Bakers, Bookers, and Basil Hayden. All of those are the regular Jim Beam mash bill, but Basil Hayden is basically an 8-year-old 80-proof version of Old Grandad, which Beam acquired when they bought out National Distillers in 1987.
Josh, may I pose a question at this point?
Yes, you may.
How come they picked a name that started with the letter K and not B?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay.
I know some people who know Fred know. Perhaps he can...
Well, I just thought with Bakers and Basil and Bookers and Beam, it should have been Bob Creek.
Well, funny story. Bob Creek was a guy that Fred Noe went to high school with.
Oh.
And he was kind of a... No, I just completely made that up. Okay.
All right.
Well, without further ado, we're going to open our bottle of Knob Creek Single Barrel. And the original Knob Creek is 100 proof. The Knob Creek Single Barrel is, if not barrel proof, it's pretty darn close. It's 120 proof.
Yikes.
Indeed. Strong stuff. But, first off, there have been some complaints online about people who have been having trouble opening the wax top on this. I think they're a bunch of whiners. But, I needed a chainsaw to open it. We are going to open it and show you how it's done. Amy, would you like to do the honors?
Well, I'll give it the first attempt.
Wow, that was difficult, Amy.
Well, wait a minute, I'm not through yet.
Oh, you're not done yet, okay.
A little bit more wax needs to come off.
Right.
But that's why we have thumbnails.
Yes, indeed. Those of us that have them. All right, so a little bit of extra wax removal is required.
Ta-da!
There we go. But overall, not that difficult. All right. Would you like to do the honors of pouring as well?
Sure.
All right, now we're going to let these air out a little bit, but first I'm going to take a little sniff. Potent stuff, but definitely Knob Creek.
Nose hair singeing.
Yes. Wow, that's pretty nice. So, I'm going to let this air out a little bit. It is 120 proof afterwards. Why don't we talk a little bit to our guest, Amy Rhodes. Amy and I both experienced something rather remarkable earlier tonight.
That's right, we did.
We're in the midst of a thunderstorm or of a snowstorm here in the Detroit area, and we actually, as we were walking in, we looked up. We saw a bright ball in the sky, a big flash, and then we heard a boom. We experienced thunder snow.
It was awesome.
It was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably shouldn't have come out in this weather. By the end of this, we're probably going to have a total of like 6 inches of snow on the ground. Hopefully it's just snow, not freezing rain and sleet.
But you have all-wheel drive?
Yes, we do have all-wheel drive. The Pontiac Vibe, we picked it up while it still had all-wheel drive available. So, but Amy, since you're our special guest tonight,
yes.
would you like to tell us a little bit about how you became involved with bourbon, how you came to be the refined bourbon aficionado that you are?
Well, strangely enough, I have a friend who's really into bourbon, and he convinced me and my husband to have a bourbon tasting at our house one summer a few years ago, and he brought over a whole bunch of different kinds of bourbon. I don't even remember what they were at this point, and we tasted them, and it was kind of hard to get used to, but I'm happy to say that I've gotten over the hump, and I can drink bourbon now.
A ringing endorsement. No, Amy is actually a very refined bourbon drinker now. You're one of the most active female members at straightbourbon.com. Is there anything different do you think about being a woman who's a lover of whiskey? I guess you've never been a man who's been a lover of whiskey, so you really can't compare them. But
well, yeah, I guess it's kind of not like if my husband and I are out for dinner and I order a whiskey and he orders a glass of wine, the waiter will bring me the glass of wine and him the glass of whiskey. It goes against what people expect, but anybody can drink whiskey and learn to like it.
Indeed. All right, do you think we're ready to dive in here now?
I think we are.
Produce the magic pitcher of water. There we go. Would you like a splash of water first, or do you want to just go in?
I think I'm going to go for it neat first.
All right, well, we're going to put the magic pitcher of water down. It's getting nice and toasty warm next to the fire here, as are we.
It has nothing to do with whiskey.
No, and if you see smoke, we didn't light up. That's just our clothes catching on fire here.
What a nice.
Great nose.
Beautiful smell.
Yeah, man, that's great. It just reminds me of just walking into one of those rick houses in Kentucky.
Strangely enough, it reminds me of my grandparents' house.
Really? Do tell.
I don't know. They must have been bourbon drinkers.
Get a lot of caramel, and then a little bit of that. Beam is famous, or in some circles notorious, for having a sort of yeasty kind of taste and aroma. Mm-hmm. I think when it gets to this age and older, it really mellows out and it gives it more sort of a spicy kind of component.
Spicy, but sweet too.
Yeah.
There's definitely some brown sugar in here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. I was at one of these kind of fancy pants grocery stores, and I picked up a chocolate bar that was one of those kind of fancy upscale brands, and it was a chocolate and chili pepper bar. That's what this reminds me of.
Well, I don't have any such comparison.
But with a little bit of caramel thrown in, or caramel. It does that thing that barrel-proof whiskeys do. When they hit your tongue, it's like they evaporate right away.
But there's that lovely little tingle to
Oh
it.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Very, it's very spicy.
It is.
But still, I can still taste some brown sugar in it.
Yeah.
I think it's time for the pitcher of water, though.
I think it is.